Yeah, the podcast helped me get the
Okay.
job.
Can you?
I got a
Okay.
phone call and I thought it was I thought it was a scam. Like I thought, yeah, really, you want me to do a TV show? Like I've never done a TV show. Like you want me to host a show? And they said, no, this is for
Yeah.
real. Look us up. I'll send you some information. Look up the channel, whatever. And they knew everything about me.
Wow.
Everything about me.
In today's episode of my podcast story, we have Kim Sorrelle, the inspiring host of the Kim Sorrelle Show. Love is. Kim is a best-selling author and a passionate speaker who has dedicated her life to exploring the true meaning of love through her unique experiences. After facing the challenges of being a cancer survivor and navigating the complexities of grief, she embarked on a year-long journey that took her to the streets of Haiti, where she uncovered profound insights about love that are both enlightening and often humorous. Kim's ability to blend inspiration with a touch of humor makes her podcast a refreshing listen, and she's here to share a remarkable journey on how she built her show from the ground up, all while making a meaningful impact in the world. Tell us your name and the name of your podcast and what it's about.
Okay, so I am Kim Sorrelle, and my podcast is the Kim Sorrelle Show, the Love Is podcast. And my story on how I started the podcast or why, is that what you want to hear?
What's the podcast about? I heard the Love Is podcast. Why?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. What's the podcast about? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that. So the podcast is about inspiration. It's about resilience. I have a guest each week, each time. I actually goes out a couple times a week, but I have a guest and they tell their story of how they got to where they are today. And everybody's been through something. And so my idea is that listeners then can hear something that shows them that they can also get through whatever it is they're going through right now, because something's always going on. And so I don't talk politics. I don't talk anything controversial. I just believe that we should just all love each other and we would live in a much better place if we just did that. So, so that's what my podcast
you're the
is all
first
about.
guest that I've interviewed that has named their podcast and like the Kim Sorrelle Show, like after their name. I mean, I feel that's like pretty easy spot. Did you have any other like second choices of name of podcast, or that was like, I'm just gonna go with my name?
Yeah, well, I did for a while. I was under a different name, and then I thought, I don't know. I've got some other stuff going on. I speak, I write, I whatever, and so it can be easier to find when it's just under your name sometimes. Plus, I think people overthink names too sometimes, and that can get people stuck. Like if they don't have the perfect name for their podcast, then they never launch because they're waiting for that perfect name. And it's not worth it. Just name it your name if you want to, whatever it
At the end of
is.
the day, you can always change the name of the podcast if you want to. Like you can do whatever you want. So that shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, let us step back a bit. How old is the podcast?
The podcast is 3.5, almost 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way you doing 3 is like you're not keeping track of the dates. When is the anniversary?
The anniversary is in September.
Okay.
So I'm thinking,
Okay.
so I'm just trying
Celebration
to
is coming. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, September. When exactly in September, so that I won't I'll just keep track of it so that I can show up that day digitally, of course.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
September 3.
Okay.
September 3.
Let me add it to my journal.
On my birthday.
Ooh, wow. Okay. So wow, that's nice. So we get to celebrate 2 things. So the cake will be extra large, and then the rice will be extra plenty.
That's right.
Okay. That's September 3 to be 4 years, right? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
4 years. Yeah.
That's really good. Like, I mean, a lot of persons start podcast 1 month and boom, you're done with it. And now it's like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Oh, and before you know it, 5 years. Before you know it, 10 years. And you're like, I've been podcasting for 10 years. I'm a podcaster with over 10 years of experience. You're like, when did I even start? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah. It's like, if you're going to do it, you got to know you're going to stick with it. Right. Because the longer you do it, the more exposure you get, the more people find out about you, the more you're listened to. And all those back episodes from when you were very first brand new and doing things a little janky, they'll
Yeah.
listen to those too. So they'll go back and listen to episodes if they really
Yeah.
like your show.
Why did you start the podcast? What was the inspiration that led you to start the podcast?
Why I
Oh,
lost
so
my
sorry to hear
husband
that.
several years ago. And yeah, thank you. Thanks. And so I went on this journey because it made me question some things. I was in my 40s and never expected to be a widow in my 40s and trying to figure out, well, what does that mean in my life? And how do I know I'm living life right? And I decided, if I understood love, that love is universal, and that if I really understood what love is and then lived it, then I'd be living life right. So I went on this eat, pray, love kind of journey. I dedicated a year to figuring out the true meaning of love. And I was in Haiti most of the time when I was working on it. And the things that I found out about love just blew my mind and rocked my world. And so I published a book through a publisher, or whatever. I have a book, Love is the name of the book. And then I thought, man, how can I reach more people? I just feel inspired and driven to let people know what the true meaning of love is, because it's truly life changing and so much simpler than we think it is. And so I thought, well, if I do a podcast, then maybe I can get to some people, and that's led to other things and other things. And so it's
Yeah.
been great.
Wow. Okay. So it was more of a gradual process that eventually, when you got to find this of love, you decide to say, okay, if I start a podcast, I could share it with the world. And now you're doing that, and you've been doing that for the past 3 years and going to 4 years now. Wow. Thank you for starting the podcast. On behalf of your listeners, thank you for starting the
Yeah.
podcast.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
quickly, I just want us quickly see the operation of the podcast and how the audio is being made before we go into some of the deep questions on the personal questions. Is your podcast on YouTube, or is it just on Spotify and Apple?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Right. No, it's on Spotify and Apple and other platforms as well. But yes, YouTube's huge. YouTube is the place you want to
Yeah.
be right now. You want to be able to do video and audio, and you want to be on YouTube. I mean, it's the one. It's number 2 viewed. I don't know if that's worldwide or just in the United States. Facebook's number 1 and YouTube is number 2, but YouTube isn't far behind Facebook as far as number of people who watch. So it's big. It really is where you want to be. And then because I had the podcast, my name was out there more. And I've also guested on I think 400 plus now podcasts. And so so my name was out there a bit. So it was easy to find, I guess. And so actually I got a television deal because I'm doing it. And so I have a TV show, weekly network television show that is basically the same. It's, basically the same as my podcast, but it's on 22 streaming platforms and over 300 radio stations worldwide. And it's a network show. So it's a little bit different than my podcast, but I'm the same person. So it ends up being pretty much the
This
same.
conversation is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned you were active on YouTube. Have you always been active on YouTube from day one, or it was something that you did along the way?
Yeah, I wasn't as active on YouTube as I should have been. I actually had somebody handling my social media, and they were supposed to be posting on YouTube, which they did. They posted my episodes on YouTube, but I found out only a couple months ago. How long ago? December, end of November, maybe. So just a few months ago, that my channel was marked as private. Because I'm like, why do I only have a few subscribers? Yes, yeah. I know, isn't that awful? Yeah. So I am behind the game, but I do have a lot of content, and now I have whatever, like my I think maybe I'm at 3,000 or something. I don't know, subscribers, something like that in just a few months. So you know how it is. The first 1,000 are the hardest to get. And then it just grows. But
Yeah,
yeah,
wow.
so
I've
it's
noticed
growing.
it's one thing about YouTube is that irrespective of the number of followers or subscribers you have, if you make a really good video, they'll push it to a lot of persons. So it's not necessarily, oh, you have a lot of followers, so you get preferential treatment because you have a lot of followers. Like every day, day in and day out, I see a lot of videos from channels that are like 500 subscribers, 400 subscribers, and these videos are getting like thousands of views, and I'm like, wow, it's just a couple of months before they, blow up.
Yeah, right. Right, exactly. Yeah, it really doesn't matter because not everybody subscribes to stuff,
Yeah,
even if they like it and they watch it. And YouTube, yeah, YouTube pays more attention to the amount of time spent on
yeah.
your channel than
Oh,
anything else,
okay.
I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
This like so many questions I want to ask. Okay, well, we'll take it one step at a time. Currently, you mentioned you had I don't know if it's you had or you have. You still have someone that's managing your social media. Do you still have
Yes.
someone?
I
Do
didn't
you
hear
still
that
have
last
someone
part.
that is managing you?
Do I still
Okay,
have someone?
okay.
Yes,
Okay, okay.
I
Other than
do.
that, person managing your social media, do you have someone helping you with the podcast production, or are you the one doing that yourself?
I have someone now. I didn't at first. I didn't have anybody, but yes, I have somebody. And the person that I have is different from the person that had my channel as private. So I love my back office now. I've got a great office manager and a great team. And so, yeah, they handle my social and they handle um, everything with the
Yeah, just
podcast.
for context and for understanding, the podcast is it like a kind of like a side thing, or is it the something that is connected to the main business that you're doing full time?
Well, it's connected because it's part of it. I mean, everything that I do sort of
Okay.
flows together. So speaking and writing and everything that I do just kind of comes together. So the podcast is just a natural extension of
Okay.
what I do. And really, when I was doing it, it wasn't a big deal to do it myself, like to edit and whatever. The biggest thing is time. It just took
Yeah.
time to do it. And so it's nice having somebody else do it because then I can just do the things that
Yeah.
I love to do and that
Yeah.
only I can do.
Like yeah, like
Yeah.
having conversations with the guest and yeah, and other things too. When you mentioned that this is what you do, like this is like it's not a side thing. So I would love for you to tell us what do you do? What do you do professionally?
Yeah. So I started my first business when I was
Okay.
18 years old. So entrepreneurship's in my blood. And then I started other businesses, but I sold the businesses that were sucking the life out of me, that were taking the most time, a
Yeah.
couple years ago, so I could full time do something else. And so I do help people make a lot of money. That's one thing that I do. And I do speak and I write, and I've got a couple books in the works right now, and help people
Okay.
make a lot of money. Besides podcasts and
Uh,
TV show. Yeah.
I feel like I understand everything you said so far, but how would you tell, let's say, for example, you saw me as a potential client or someone who could use your services. How would you tell me what you do such that I understand and know if I would need your services? Because right now, I feel like when you say you help a lot of people make a lot of money, like there's so many diverse businesses that help people make a lot of money. So I'm trying to like say, okay, exactly do you help people make a lot of money? You get,
Yeah. So what I do is I figure out the genius that you might not know that you
mm,
have. So we all have something, right? Something good that we do, something that we're better at than other people, but we don't necessarily know it because we just think it's natural. Well, everybody does this. I do it. Everybody does it, whatever. And so I first figure out the genius. I work with people who have a passion to help people in some sort of transformation, whatever it happens to be better in business, be better with their families, be better serving the world, whatever it is. And then I help them to create a business around their genius and then make a lot of money
okay,
doing
so
that.
you help people turn their genius into cash. Okay, okay. Now,
Yes.
now it all makes sense. Now I understand. Because then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, it was kind of like an open check. Like I help business make a lot of money, and I was like, okay, there are so many businesses that actually help people make money. So I was like, I don't know. I need to ask so I will really understand what she does. Okay, yeah. I feel that I see how the podcast connects to the business and it all makes sense. The reason I'm asking is there are a lot of podcast guests that come on the show, and that's actually podcast hosts, and they tell me that their podcast is a labor of love. It's one of those things they just do, and it's not really connected to their business. And I get it, right? And if like right now, because your podcast is connected to your business, it's your business decisions you get to make, and you get to invest a lot of money into it. And now you have people, you've hired help, you have people working on your podcast because the podcast is connected to business and it's making you money. Like, maybe not directly, but in the ecosystem of things. And so you can afford to spend money on the podcast compared to if it was just one of, oh, I just love, let's say it was one side thing that you love to talk about and love to do. You can't afford to spend so much money on it because it's not making money back. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What is a typical episode on your podcast? What does it? Can you walk us through what it sounds like, or what's the structure like? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, I think my structure is kind of typical and kind of unique at the same time. So I have on famous people. I have on like movie stars and directors, whoever. I have on authors. I have on whoever, other people, entrepreneurs. So I believe that when people know you personally, know
Yeah.
who you are, then they're going to want to know more about you. They're going to want to read your book, or they're going to want to watch your movie, or whatever it happens to be, follow you in some way. And so my first question is always, tell me about 8-year-old wisdom. What was
Wow.
life like? So they tell me what life was like when they were 8 years old. And then we start from there.
Can't remember what life was like for me 8 years ago. Oh, that's way back. What's happening? Do I
Yeah.
have memory loss? I can't remember. Ooh, wow.
Remember what grade you were in school or anything when you were
It's
8?
like
Yeah.
that part. Wait, did I have a childhood? Oh, I need to ask my parents. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I like your approach towards your podcast. It's really, really creative. Okay. Okay. I'm taking notes. I'm stealing some ideas from you. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Wow. Okay. So that's like the beginning of the episode.
So, right. So that's like the beginning. What's really interesting about it is 8 years old. At the beginning, I had no idea that 8 was such a number as this, but 8 years old seems to be a real pivotal year for people. Like when I ask that question and people go back, some people it's like, oh, I had a happy childhood. Everything was great. I was outside playing ball with my friends, whatever. But some people, that's the year my parents got
Oh,
divorced, or, that year we had to move to another country and I lost all my friends, or that year, or that was the beginning of, or that was part of my journey with my alcoholic father, or whatever it is. When I hit on 8 years old, so many people, like 90%, 95% say, wow, 8 years old. Man, that was a big year for me. So many people say that when they look back and think about
wow.
it.
Where did that idea to ask that specific question come from?
Well, if you just say, what was it like growing up? Right. Well, that can mean so many different things, and it's sort of vague. And so, well, growing up, if I moved around, growing up where, growing up at what age, growing up with who, whatever it is. But when I figured out that when you get very specific with a question, then you get a very specific answer. You get much more of an
Oh,
answer.
okay. Okay. So once they answer the growing up question, which is 8 years, is there like a standard follow-up question, or you just start asking questions based on what they answered?
Yeah. I just started asking questions based on the answer. We just have a conversation. And so I know that what I want to bring out in them, so like if they've got a book that just came out, or they've got a movie that just came out, to be able to talk about, well, how did you even get into acting? How did you come to write this book, and tell us about your book or your story? So many people, if they're an author, nonfiction author, it's because they have a story to tell, right? Something has happened in their life and they want to tell the story, they want to share. and share it with the world. And so, whoever it is that I'm interviewing, I know where I'm leading to. I know I've done homework. I
Yeah.
know who they are. I know how many kids they have. Like I've done my homework, so I know what to talk about with
Yeah.
them and what they've gone through.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
yeah,
you've done
yeah,
some digging around the FBI lens. You've put out.
yes, yeah, I do
Yeah,
digging
yeah.
in.
Okay. Wow. No, I like what you like that approach. It's one of the biggest struggle, especially if you're doing an interview show with a guest, is having them to it's how do I put it now? For the most of the time, it's the first time you're hopping on the call or the interview. We're both strangers. We've never like met before. We don't know each other. And question is, how do you get someone to be? I mean, they want to do the interview, but how do you get them to be relaxed, to start sharing and giving you what you're actually looking for? And that's for me. That question is really wow. Oh, that's genius. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'll take
Okay.
genius. Thank you.
Okay. And that means, yeah, that means a lot
Yeah.
coming from the person who helps other people find their genius. Well, okay, 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 okay. I'm curious to know how you got that how you got to how you started working with the TV network. Did you start before the podcast or after the podcast? Did the podcast help you get the job? Or I don't know.
Yeah, the podcast helped me get the
Okay,
job.
can you?
I got a
Okay.
phone call and I thought it was a scam. Like I thought, yeah, really, you want me to do a TV show? Like I've never done a TV show. Like you want me to host a show? And they said, no, this is for
Yeah.
real. Look us up. I'll send you some information. Look up the channel, whatever. And they knew everything about me.
Wow.
Everything about me. So they had done a whole lot of homework. They were looking for a host. They had nobody hosting a show that was a Christian, and they realized they were missing a large demographic. And even though I'm a little bit out of the box Christian in that I'm not religious, like whatever church you go to or don't go to, that's fine. Whatever you do, that's fine. However you want to believe, that's fine with me. Like I think everybody should be able to pick for themselves without any judgment, without people saying, no, you're wrong. You got it wrong. You got to do this instead. No, we're all in this
Yeah.
together, all walking the same earth. And so I told him, I might not be what you're looking for, because if you're looking for someone who is more, I don't know what the terms would be, but sort of outspoken, just kind of, this is the only way,
Fire
like
for
this is the
fire.
only way you're gonna have eternal life is if you're
Yeah.
this, right? Yeah. And they said, nope, that's exactly why they wanted me, because they knew that I wasn't that way. And I went, well, okay, I guess I'll do
How
it.
far how
Yeah.
far into the podcast did this opportunity come?
Okay. So I have to think about how many years I've been doing the TV show. Oh, 1 year, 2 years. I think isn't that terrible? You'd think I'd be able to come up with this number. I think it might be three
Okay.
years
How
in
long have you been working with the TV
June.
network?
Yeah, I think 3 years in June. I think 3 years in
Okay,
June,
3 years.
maybe. So I had the podcast for a while
Let's say
before I
about a
got it.
year,
Yeah.
and then you got the opportunity. So the podcast is 4 years
Yep.
now. The TV network opportunity is 3 years. You did mention that the program
Hmm.
is aired on about 300 radio stations, something like that. How does
Hmm.
wait?
Right. 22 different streaming services. Yeah. So it's on Apple TV and Roku TV and Prime Video TV and I don't know, whatever the streaming services are, it's on there. Uh, and then, yeah, over 300 radio stations. So, yeah, kind of crazy, right? And they do all the work. I mean, I do nothing for
Okay.
that. I record. That's all I do. And I can record in the studio or I can record over Zoom. People are so used to Zoom now that even with a TV show, it works to just record. So my show is shown as if it's live every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time. But I
Yeah.
pre-record. I at the beginning I would do live, and then I started
Yeah.
pre-recording, and it's
Wow.
nice because then
Wow.
I have I have some. So if I take a week off,
I
it's
mean,
okay.
like someone
Yeah.
who has a business, right? And whose business revolves around their personal brand, right? Getting an opportunity to like do a
Yeah.
show on a TV network, yeah, you get paid. Like I'm assuming you get paid.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. 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 Because there's
Okay.
commercials, right? So there's
So
sponsors.
you're
Yeah.
getting paid to publicize yourself. You're getting paid to advertise yourself. You're getting paid to grow your brand. You're getting paid to grow your reach. What else could one ask for? Wow. Oh, TV network, look at me. Come and send me invitation, please. Ah, wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, but do you own do
Yeah.
you
It's good.
do you own
I
the
like it.
content
Thank you.
or it's the content for the TV network?
I own it.
Oh,
I own it. That was part of the contract when I negotiated contract is that I had
what
ownership
else could
over
one
it.
ask for? Like you could post the stuff and you can also post it on your podcast and whatever platforms. Since you own the content, you can basically do whatever you want with the content. Wow, this is brilliant.
Yep, exactly. So I can, right. So I can make shorts out of it, or my people, my
Yeah.
staff can make, like YouTube shorts or Instagram reels or whatever, take part of it out and dissect it, whatever they want to do. So
Wow,
yeah. Yep.
that's this fantastic. Oh, okay. When you started the podcast, right, you were hoping to like spread the message and send the message of you found the findings of love, and you're like, okay, I'm going to start a podcast to share this with the world. How is the podcast doing now with regards to that purpose?
Yeah, I mean the podcast is doing great. I have no shortage of guests. I don't have to go at the beginning. I was finding guests. Like I had to go find people who wanted to be on the show, or I had a wish list of people that I wanted to have on the show. So I'd reach out to their PR, their publicity person. But then I got publicity people working with me, sending me people. And so I have no shortage of guests. I like if my TV show, if I record, if I like tomorrow I'm recording. So the show that I record tomorrow won't even be on TV until
Wow.
October because I have that many backlogged, which is nice because if I want to go on vacation, I
Yeah.
can. Or if I have something, a busier week, I don't have to record that week. And so I like that. It goes out sooner, quicker as a podcast. And so quite often, if I really like the episode, I use it for both. And so then it'll go out as my podcast under the Kim Sorrelle Show, and then it will go out later. So guests really get, kind of a double whammy. They get to get their information and their story out there twice.
Wow. Wow. Out of okay, how much would you say it cost you to like run the podcast for softwares, apps, and tools? And if you could walk us through some of the apps, the softwares, and tools, and I don't know if okay, but I'm hoping that it's something that you can help us with.
Yeah. Okay. So I do things so simply. Like I have a good camera. Hopefully you can see
Yeah,
me good.
perfect.
But I have a good camera. But cameras nowadays, I mean, you don't have to spend that much money. I mean, it just hooks to the top of my computer, right? I have good lighting. I have a halo light and I have two side lights. And then my microphone is a Blue Yeti, and that's
Okay.
it. That's my
Okay. What about
studio.
the softwares, the apps? Oh, hmm.
Yeah. So I record on Zoom, and then my team takes it from there to do whatever with it. But I just record on
Okay.
Zoom, and it's easy. And on Zoom is always changing, always getting better. And now on Zoom, you can it will automatically create reels and
Wow.
shorts for you. Like it will take moments. Yeah. Did you know that it does that
No
now?
way.
It's
Wow.
crazy. And you can live stream on Zoom if you
Wow.
want to. That's a big thing. Like it does more and more all the time. So yeah, I just record on there
What do you use?
it's such an easy platform.
What do you use for booking guests?
For booking guests, I use a couple different things. One is just people send me emails, like, publicity firms, publicity agents will send me an email saying they have somebody coming out with a movie on this date and can I interview them, whatever. So I get get guests that way. I get guests through Publicity Summit. There's a Publicity Summit that happens, trying to think if it's 3 or 4 times a year, where 80 or so people that are looking to be on shows pitch about 80 media people, 60 maybe media people, to see if they can be on your show. So I get people through there. And I use Podmatch. Do you use Podmatch?
I mean, that's how we met. Yeah,
You're on
that's how we
Podmatch.
met. Yeah,
That's how we
yeah.
met, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. I thought that was true. Just making sure. But I love Podmatch.
Yeah,
I know, it's so funny. Are you on Podmatch?
yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I was looking at it just before I went on, so I don't know what I was thinking, but I love Podmatch. It is such a great resource. And so I just recently, though, went on there as a host. I've been
As a
on there
guest.
for a few
Yeah.
years, for several years as a guest, and I've guested on over 400 shows, and through Podmatch in other ways, but mainly through Podmatch. And just recently, I went on as a host, and it's like, oh, man, why didn't I do this sooner? Like, this is so good. But yeah, I love Podmatch. I love the creators. I love all the extra stuff they do for you. If anything you want to know about podcasting, you can find out about podcasting on Podmatch. It's just such a great site, such a great
You mentioned
organization.
that you've been on over 400 podcasts, right? How long, like within the span of how many years did you take from stats to get to 400?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me think. I have to think. That would have been since 2021, since partway through 2021, I guess would be. And for a while, I hit it hard. So at the beginning, I was on a couple shows a day, 5 days a week, and I was burning out because I figured out I can only do so many interviews a day. And I have to limit it because I want to do my very best on every single interview I do. I don't want to be halfway there or tired or excited for it to be over or whatever. I want to make sure I'm fully invested in whatever podcast I'm on because I appreciate so much the time that it takes, the money that it takes, the energy that it takes. I appreciate all of that. And so I do everything I can to be the best possible guest. And I only have capacity to be that, uh, 3 times a day is a stretch for me. I do some days with 3 interviews, but some days with 2. But at the beginning, I did a ton. The first year, I was recording as often as I could, as much as I possibly could. And now I probably am a guest, not near as often, maybe once a week or so, I guess. But I used to do it a
Yeah,
lot more.
yeah. I mean, you've kind of like put your digital footprint in the industry, and now that you're growing your podcast, and now you're doing a TV show, like, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I still think it's wise. The beauty of a podcast is it lives
yeah,
forever. So, you can do a podcast 5 years ago and somebody can
yeah,
still watch it. So it's nice that you don't, all of it is
yeah.
valuable. So
Oh,
and like you said, some podcasts kind of come and
yeah,
go. So you want to make sure
yeah, yeah,
at least some of them you're on, stick around.
yeah. What would you say excites you the most about your podcast?
Well, the thing that excites me the most is I'm all about human connection and the value of human beings, every single human being. And so the thing that excites me the most is I get to talk to somebody that maybe I'd never have a
Yeah,
chance to talk to. I get to meet them and learn their story and learn about them and then, see what they do in life and have fun, whatever. So I love that. And I love uh, talking about the things that I found out about love because love pretty much all the time comes up in the conversation. And so everybody kind of looks at love differently, maybe has a different definition of love than other people. But so often it's because of what we're told about love that isn't really love at all. So there's myths about love. There's things about love that we think are love that are not love. And it can really mess us up. It can mess us up personally. It can mess up relationships. And so, I get excited talking about those things because I hope that listeners then will go, oh, maybe I should look at things differently. That is the most exciting thing for me, for sure, is that the human connection. It's all about human connection. You know, sometimes people will say, well, I love everybody, you know, because I do. I truly do. I love you. Whoever's listening, I do love you. I love everybody. And sometimes people will say, well, I love everybody, but those darn Democrats or those Republicans. And I'm like, well, then you don't love everybody. You know, we should just love people for who they are and let them be who they believe they're created to be. And if you do that without judgment, without thinking you have the handle on all things true and right, and just let people be who they are, then man, it's such a free, wonderful way to live when you do that. So I don't know if I should keep anyway. So that's what I think, and I love it that you're doing this podcast. I think that's great. I think there are a lot of people out there that want to have a podcast, have no idea what to do. So you doing this, you're helping people. Who knows how many people will be helped by your podcast? I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands, I'm sure. Because if you inspire people to do a podcast, you inspire one person. It could be thousands and thousands of people, but inspiring thousands of people, you know, the number just grows. So it's really cool that you do this podcast. I think it's pretty amazing. So, um, anyway, yeah, I love podcasting. I love doing the TV show. I love meeting new people. I love to write. So the thing that excites me the most about podcasting is the human connection.
Okay.
Like I love meeting people. I love being able to inspire people. I love people. And I think, you know, people are the most important thing. People are nervous about AI right now. You know, I hear a lot of that chatter, like, what's going to happen with AI? Well, they're never going to replace humans. You know, the human connection is what life is all about. And so that's the most exciting thing for me.
Yeah. Well, do you have any peculiar marketing strategy for probably your YouTube or your podcast that you'd love to share with us? Or anything that you know, any
Yeah, I
projections
would
or any
say
plan or anything? Any behind the scenes?
yes. Behind the scenes secrets. Yeah. So a lot of people, you know, jump right out of the gate and buy ads and put money in that way. And different people have different strategies, but the best possible traffic is organic. And so, like, I've never bought an ad. I don't know if I will at some point ever need to do that, but if you can get organic traffic, that really is the best way. And if you put out good content, you will organically grow. And if you're talking about things people are interested in, then you're gonna grow. And I would say the other strategy is to make sure that any guests that you have on your show, that they also put it on their social media, that they also promote the show.
Yeah.
And so then they're, you know, the people that are following them then may go on your channel and watch the show.
Yeah. Well, okay. You mentioned your YouTube channel, and I know that you're not the one like managing the channel, but you know you're the like the boss that sees everything and make sure everything is down. Is there anything peculiar about your YouTube channel you'd love to share with us?
About my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, you know, one nice thing about having a YouTube channel is you can categorize things, right? And so, like, I could have my TV
Okay.
show
Okay.
under,
Okay.
you
Let's
know,
do this.
one and
Let's
podcast under another, right?
let's do this. We don't want you to tell us. We want you to show us. So what was going to happen is that because this will be on YouTube too, but for those that are listening on audio platforms, I'll just be commenting and commentating for you guys so that you guys can hear whatever she's showing us. Can you? I don't know if you've done for it. Can you share your screen of your YouTube channel? Like on, you should see the feature to share your screen right now, right on. Yeah.
Sure. Let
Okay.
me just pull something up here.
Yeah, so
Second,
people
go
can.
to it.
So if you're interested in inspiration and all those kind of things, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah.
All right, let me to it right here. Okay. Oh, let me stop that noise. Okay, now I'll share my screen. Okay, now will it share my whole screen or will it share?
You can
There
select
we go.
just the tab, yeah, or maybe the window, either way.
Yeah, right. So, yep. So there's my channel.
Wow.
And
Why does your screen look small?
yeah,
Are you using
it's a good question. Let me, is it getting bigger?
yeah, it's getting bigger because I was wondering, are you using a tab or an iPad or any of those things? Yeah. No, no, this is too big. Okay, this is okay. This is
There.
okay. This is
Is it,
good. This is okay. Let's stick
is
with
this,
this one.
is it
Yeah.
too big?
Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I can make it smaller if you want.
1.6K subscribers. Over 255 videos. Wow. Okay. 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 Love is podcast.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Love His podcast. The Kim Sorrelle Show.
Okay. So
Heart and
that's
Soul
the
is the name of
podcast
my
playlist.
television show. And then anytime I'm on somebody else's show, I put it on here as
Okay.
well.
Okay. It's the name of the TV show. Yeah.
Heart and Soul. Kim
Wow.
Sorrelle.
Media
Yeah.
appearances.
Yep.
So how
Yep.
does the
So I
media
put on,
appearances work? Is it that you get the file from there, or you just pull the videos from YouTube and then make a playlist on your channel?
it's better if you can get the file from them. Otherwise, it directs them away from your channel and onto their channel. So most people are willing to do that and are just fine with it, and will give you the actual footage. But if not, directing them to your show works. I mean, it's fine to do.
Yeah, I mean
What else do I have?
the reels they're getting views, and then what? You're like you like you've claimed and you're solid on YouTube, and you're on YouTube basically. So if people search or find you, they'll see you.
Right. Yeah. YouTube. And like I said, I had like 12 subscribers not very long ago. So it's growing. I thought I was just, anyway, I thought my number was a little different than that. But so, I mean, it's growing, which is good. And so it's, that's what you want. You want it to grow. You want it to have more and more. And the way YouTube works now is, do you want me to stop sharing? Do you want me to stop sharing? Maybe I'll stop sharing. I'll lose you again. That's all right.
Yeah, but everything has been recorded though. Like I'll have to go in editing and just make some adjustments for everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So your YouTube channel
That's good.
it's pretty solid. I mean, apart from the fact that for some time the channel was private. How long was that?
Just until just a couple months ago. I think December is when. So however many, what is that? 4 months, 5 months ago? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we're there now, so yeah, we're making progress. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really fun chatting with you.
Yeah. It's been great chatting with you. I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
I love the fact that your views, audience, listeners that you've gotten so far, they've been organic. If people want to
Okay.
learn more about you and they want to check out what you do, where can they do that?
My YouTube channel is a great place, or my website, but I am literally the only Kim Sorrelle spelled my way in the entire world because my last name has way too many letters. There are 2 R's, 2 E's, 2 L's, Sorrelle. So Kim Sorrelle is my YouTube channel. Kim Sorrelle is my website. So that's the best way.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
I wasn't sure if you're done talking, but I needed to be like extra sure so that when I'm editing, like I can get the whole full part of you talking about your call to action so that I don't get to talk and I have to like find a way to cut myself out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that we were able to complete the
Yeah.
interview despite the internet and every other thing going on. That's it for today's episode of my podcast story. I am Wisdom Okonkwo, and I hope this conversation sparked new ideas and gave you a deeper look into the heart of podcasting. If you've loved this episode, consider supporting the show by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/wisdomhq. Every bit helps keep the stories going. And hey, don't forget to follow, rate, and share this podcast with another podcaster or creator who would find it helpful. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode.